This is how it's gonna go, guys. Hmm? This is how you're gonna do, right? The games mean the most this time of year. And this is how you're gonna respond. Hmm? Yeah, that's how you're gonna do it, right? Fizzle out like a bunch of freaking feeble ass bums. Ha! Good one. That's a good one. Ha ha! But yeah, what's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with a very special Cleveland Guardians live stream for you guys. As you see by the title, this team absolutely stinks. And yes, I'm probably gonna rant. I'm not gonna come out here with some, alter ego thing like a certain somebody does, right? But I've held it in now for, what is it, 5 months? Actually, no, not even 5 months. No, say a month and a half. I've held it in. You know, I kept telling myself, oh, there's peaks and valleys in a season, right? You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. Every team goes through funks. No team I've seen goes through a funk like this. It's not even a funk anymore. I don't even know what to call it. I guess it's just the way they are. Guardians fans on Twitter are calling it the reverse Tito effect. For anyone who remembers when Tito was our manager, the Guardians would always start off slow. Always, for like the first 2 months or so. And then right around June into July, they'd turn up. Well, I guess this is how we're going to do it. Start off hot, right? Right out of the gate. Best team in baseball most weeks. Looking amazing, right? And then as the season goes on, we turn more and more and more feeble. Our bats that used to crush balls to Mars are barely getting them to the outfield. And I swear to God, if I see one more freaking lazy flyout, this phone is going through my window. Uh, you know, there's really a couple people that we could blame, right? I'm gonna look them up right here now, okay? I'm gonna do this real quick. Hang on. Let's do this real quick, okay? Because I really wasn't. I just thought about this in my head. Here we are. Got to get these two on here. Yeah, I'm going to essentially go at these guys because it's on them. They are the reasons why we're in this spot, right? It's really three or four people that are the main ones to blame here, right? You guys probably already know at least two of them, right? I mean, if you've been watching this team, you know exactly who the crosshairs are on, right? Yeah, you already know who my crosshairs are on at this point. If you've been paying attention, right? Hang on, I gotta do something real quick, guys. I really wasn't prepared for it. I just literally thought about it immediately. I was like, oh, you know what? Let me do that. Okay. But yeah, there's no excuse for this performance at all. No excuse. Right? Alright, so then we got this one. Now, in terms of who is the biggest one to blame, I think we already know who it is. Right? Actually, I'm going to start off with the man that's not the biggest one to blame in this situation, but he's definitely up there. And that is, where'd it go? Oh, there he is. Hiding behind my big ass head. Of course. Yeah. Chris freaking Valeka, the head coach, the man responsible for our, I guess, our surge at the start of the year, right? He told the guys, launch angle, hit the ball like this. And it worked, right? We were hitting nukes. We actually surpassed our season home run total from last year. Now, all of a sudden, the power is dried up, and they're still trying to use launch angle, launch angle, launch angle. Yeah. And what it's reduced to is lazy flyouts and stuff. And yeah, this guy was on my crap list last year. How he's still around, I do not know. But if it was up to me, this loser would have been gone. Oh, this loser would have been gone. How is he still around? Now, the next guy, Stephen Vogt. No, yeah, he's a rookie manager, you know, and he has the task of filling in the shoes of a Hall of Famer, right? Terry Francona, legend in the sport, just his health caught up to him. He just really didn't have the energy for it, right? And we saw it in how he was managing the game. He managed the game like an old man who was done with it, right? White Sox fans know exactly what I'm talking about with La Russa. He was essentially being La Russa for us. And so we went out and decided, hey, you know what? We're trying to be in a championship window in a year or so. Let's hire a first-time manager in Stephen Vogt. Now at the time, I was all for it. You know, someone new, a new voice, and it worked like a charm. First couple months, this team was rolling. It's like, wow, I guess we really did need a new voice. Okay. But then it's like you watch him in the dugout. It's saying he has to be a hothead, but you see your hitters getting screwed by the umps. Like these umps are not even hiding it, being egregious with it. A couple days ago, freaking dude, one of our guys got freaking hosed, and there's Stephen Vogt. Probably thinking about what he's going to have to for dinner tonight when he gets home. The only time he's gotten ejected this year was because of a balk that I guess he didn't think was a balk. That's it. It took him until essentially what, August to finally get ejected. I know Tito. Tito probably would have been ejected like 5 times with these umpires. Not to mention, he probably would have had like 5 freaking players only meetings, right? I don't think we've had a players only meeting yet. That'd be a good way to rally the troops, right? Have a players only meeting, set the story straight, be like, yo, guys, we're slacking off. We're playing like absolute donkey turds right now. Let's lock in. It's freaking almost September. It's crunch time. These games mean the most, right? And what are they doing? They're fading away, right? They're fading away. Never forget, a couple months ago, have a little bit of fun here. Let's have a little bit of fun, okay? See where they were a month ago, right? Heading into August, right? By the way, the Guardians lost today, 6-1. They had a rain delay. You know, they were actually looking good heading into the rain delay. They didn't get a single hit afterwards. Not a single one. If you didn't know any better, you would have thought, did they like call the game? I guess we must have thought they did. Because my God, the offense was asleep. Damn. And guess what, everybody? They got to come back in like 13 hours to do it all over again. Yeah. Try to avoid getting swept by the freaking Kansas City Royals. It's not even the Twins doing it. It's the damn Royals, man. Unbelievable. We're actually tied, I guess, but you might as well say we're in second. Yeah, you might as well say we're in second place. And guess what? After tomorrow, we gotta face these losers 3 more times. After we face the Pirates. Now watch. Here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna call it right now. Come back to this if it doesn't happen. We're going to either win 2 out of 3 or we're gonna sweep the Pirates. We're gonna look like what we did against the Rangers, right? We looked amazing those final 2 games against Texas. Go. It's a completely different team. We literally sent John Gray to the showers before the third inning even ended. We didn't even get a damn hit off it. Freaking Alec Marsh. My God. This team pisses me off. Oh, God. Let's see where we were a month ago. Okay? A month ago. They were 4.5 games up in the division. I believe their largest lead was 9. Let's see where they were back in June 27th. Back on June 27th. 7 games up. You mean to tell me 2 months, 2 months, and our lead went poof. I mean, I can't believe it took 2 months with how feeble we've been since July. God. I don't get it. I just don't understand it with this team. I just don't. Now, I mean, I'll get mad at Steven Vogt, right? But he's a rookie. He's still learning. There's actually 2 guys who, honestly, if I saw them in public, I probably would give them the stankiest death stare ever. Right? I would probably smack them upside the head. You already know who I'm talking about. Chris Antoinetti and Mike Chernoff. Our 2 main front office members. Essentially the 2 guys that make the moves and they build this roster. Right? So let's flash back to the trade deadline, right? Leading up to the deadline, we knew what we needed. At least 1 good bat, maybe 2. 2 would have been cool, right? And maybe some pitching. Okay? Simple enough. Fast forward to August 1st. We end up with, or July 30th, which is the deadline. We end up with Lane Thomas and Alex Cobb, who has an owie on his fingernail. The one bat you got is Lane freaking Thomas. And what happens when he comes here? He puts on the Guardians jersey, and he's out here looking like Mike Zunino. We all remember how that went last year. Now, to be fair to Mike, he was coming off a pretty brutal injury. You know, thoracic was outlet syndrome. That's tough to come back from or whatever, you know. I mean, he was lucky to even be back on the field with what happened, but like I was told this guy can mash lefties and he's looking like complete ass half the time. Then going back to Steven Vogt, you know damn well, like Lane and David Fry cannot hit righties. They can't. Yeah, they might run into a hit every now and then, but they can't hit them. Stop putting them in the order against the righty, though. Man. And then it's like every day or so we see roster moves made, right? But if you've noticed them over the past weeks, they've all been pitching moves. These guys are churning the freaking bullpen around like crazy, bringing up and sending down pitchers up and down, up and down. Meanwhile, the lineup is struggling mightily, and we got the very notorious power bats of Daniel Schneemann, Tyler Fritz. The Emans are ass. Tyler and Daniel need to be sent to Columbus. I mean, come on, it's long overdue. Clearly, no, let them run in our lineup. Yep. Let them go out there every few days and spew diarrhea everywhere like a freaking hippopotamus, right? You know how when hippos take a dump, they their tail, they fling it all over the place. That's what we're doing. Oh, I always say like, oh yeah, our pitchers throw like freaking tater balls. Well, my God, bro, our freaking hitters, they just be splattering diarrhea all over the place. My God. Surprised there's not a giant heaping pile of turd right on the freaking batter's box. Some of the at bats I've seen lately have made me literally want to chuck old reliable right here through my window. See, I've almost wanted to send myself through the window. Here's their logic, right? So, again, I'm going to use my trusty old fly swatter for the bat, right? This is them, okay? They're in the box watching the pitcher. They're waiting for the pitch, and then pitch right down the middle. It's a cheese ball. That's a nice ball. Yeah. God forbid you throw something on the outside of the zone, up here, about like up here, right? Or even they're trying to damn near play cricket, and we're like, oh, I gotta swing. Ugh. They're swinging at garbage and staring at the good stuff. That's their logic. Staring at garbage, swinging at the good stuff. Now, going back to this lineup, I've always been thinking, this lineup will go as or where Steven, Jose, and Josh Naylor take them. Steven Kwan's officially batting under 300 because he's fallen in love with lazy flyouts and stuff. Like, I don't even know what the hell happened to him. He stinks now. He's almost unplayable. I'd almost want to put him on a Phantom IL stint just to get his mind right. It worked for Josh Naylor. It honestly did. And speaking of Josh Naylor, he's almost as ass as everybody. Half the things I see from him are ground at the first base, ground at the first base, ground at the first base, ground out, ground out, ground out, ground out. If I see him hit one more ground out, I might have to check myself into the loony bin. Jose is probably the only guy that's actually had major success around here lately. And John. Can't forget about John Kenzie Noel. Ooh, of course, Stephen Vogt doesn't really want to play half the time. No, don't play him. No. And then what really kills me is, again, with the lineup switching, you sent down Angel Martinez, right? He was a key piece to this lineup. He was hitting it really well. No, let's send him down. Send him down. But instead, let's keep Daniel Schneemann up. Schneemann's insanity run ended like 2 months ago. And now, September call-ups are coming up. How much you want to bet they only call up like 2 pitchers? They don't touch the lineup again. We've been advocating for Kyle Manzardo, George Valera, Juan Brito even. just guys to come up here and put some juice in this lineup. No, keep it as is, right? It's like, you know, your house is burning, right? Logically, you'd call the fire department, be like, hey, my house is on fire. We need you to come down here and put it out. Instead, our front office is like, nah, just let it burn. It'll burn itself out. That's what they're doing. They're like, they'll figure it out. Don't bring up anybody. No, don't bring up anybody. No. Don't call up our really good hitters from AAA. No, we need them for the AAA playoffs. Oh yeah. Speaking of which, how is the Columbus Clippers doing? Let me look. I completely forgot how they're doing. Man. Yeah, good thing I didn't put in the game. I might not watch the game tomorrow. I'm not streaming it. I damn sure aren't streaming the game. I'll stream one game against the Pirates. If they lose the series to Pittsburgh, I'm not streaming them for the rest of the year. Doesn't even matter. Daniel Bear. What's up, Daniel? The good Daniel, of course. Can't go back to sleep. This is F up. Cheap ass Dolans. Speaking of the Dolans, too, I could have put them on here, but we all know that they're a part of it, too. They're like the freaking mob boss, right? You know that they're the reason why we're in this situation. Because they don't want to spend money. We've had how many sellouts this year? At least a dozen. Right? That's a lot of money. They're getting, I guess, decent TV money or whatever from Bally's. They got that figured out. They've had like 11 or so sellouts. Crowds are showing up. They had an awesome summertime. That was an awesome, fun summer. But you know what they're gonna do? Not a damn thing. Not gonna spend money. No. Why? They're gonna pocket the money and use it for some other garbage. Probably for their own personal use. Freaking lunacy, man. I need David Blitzer to take this team over and now. Yeah, they have beat squirrels. They've been hoeing us out. And it's funny because, ironically enough, the owner of the Royals is the old Guardians minority owner. Yeah, he used to be our minority owner, and now he's the majority owner of the Royals, and they actually spent some money. Yeah, they went out in the offseason, spent some money. They went out to trade deadline. They traded for some good pitching pieces, right? Yeah, they're doing great. I hear you, Katie. Played great all year just to F it up. Yep. Why did we call up Spencer Howard? I think because it was an injury. Yeah, I think it was something to do with an injury or something. But yeah, what's up, Lamar? Twins have fallen off as well, but what's the use? The Guardians act like they want. The difference with us and Minnesota is look at the injuries for Minnesota. Do I need to pull up their IL list? You realize that if they would have had everybody, if they had Kurloff and Correa, if they had Lewis the entire season, they would probably be winning the division right now. I'm literally looking at their injuries right now. Hang on. Injury update. No, I'm going to look at their 40-man roster. Yeah. And they haven't had Desclafani all year. What else? Thunderberg's injured. Paddock's injured. Joe Ryan's injured. Brock Stewart's injured. Carlos Correa's injured. Brooks Lee is injured. Byron Buxton's injured. Kurloff's injured. If they had even a few of those guys back, most notably if they had Correa, I'll say Buxton and Kurloff, they would probably be winning this division. Right? It's crazy how things have changed. They don't have a lot of time to fix it. They could win tomorrow and go against Pittsburgh one game ahead of Kansas City. But my God, they got to do something. They got to do something. But will they? Probably not. No. I'll be coming on live tomorrow after the game's over with. Oh, how about this? From Zach Meisel. For the first time since April 13th, the Guardians are not standing alone atop the AL Central. Ow. The morning of June 26th, the Guardians had a 10-game lead on the Royals in the AL Central. They are now tied, and the Royals have clinched the season series tiebreaker. Yep. And it's funny. Stephen Vogt, in his little press conference, he said, this is what he said, and I quote, I believe in this offense. I believe what we've done all year is who we are. A couple weeks stretch doesn't define us. This dude just say a couple weeks stretch? You mean like 2 months? Oh, I believe that what we've done is who we are. So you're a team that tries to be the Yankees, but you're like the Timu Yankees. You're not the Yankees. You know, lazy flyouts and pop-ups, ladies and gentlemen, that's what this team is. They try to hit every pitch as a homer, and in return you get lazy flyouts and pop-ups. That's what we are. Lazy flyouts and pop-ups. This dude says, oh yeah, a couple weeks. More like 2 months. Yeah. It's funny. I remember a couple weeks ago, I was getting on Sports Expert, Max. He's another content creator on here. I was like, man, what are you ranting? It's freaking July, right? Second week of July, and he's over here ranting. Honestly, if I'm Max, aka the Sports Expert right now, I'm doing a video saying, they called me a madman. He's like, Thanos, they called me a madman because I said this team was ass. They fooled us. They played us. We got bamboozled. Schmeckeldorfed. Whatever word you want to use. Oh my God, what is this? This is great. I'm not going to show this, but someone made an edit of the thank you fans message that the Guardians send at the end of the season. It says F you fans. It's pretty much it. They pretty much said F you fans. Yep. Yep. Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. That's right. Mm-hmm. Gosh. You know what the real culprit is? My other Twitter account got suspended. I think when we were killing it, I had my old Twitter account, my first Twitter account. Crazy Dog 99. I got suspended, and we haven't been the same since. So I take full responsibility. No, I'm just joking. It's not like that. But like, the Twins fans are probably thinking it should be us, not them. Talking about Kansas City. It should be me, not them. Tied for first place in the Central. 9-game lead. Unbelievable. This team doesn't even care anymore. They want to go to the offseason so freaking bad. They don't even care. Because, I mean, why should they care? It's pretty clear the front office doesn't care. Right? Pretty clear they don't. These guys just want to get this rest of the season done so they can go to Cancun and have their off season, go golfing and stuff. Man, I can't believe it. Like a month ago, I was talking about, this team is going to be in the playoffs. This is going to be fun. Little did I know we would literally take a ginormous Triceratops-sized crap on the bases and stuff. Like, it's like I can't even say it, man. I gotta be careful what I say. What really sucks is Jose Ramirez, right? People are mentioning it. Yeah, some people are mentioning it on Twitter. How Jose took a pay cut so he could stay here for the rest of his career and try to win a championship. And then this is what we give him, right? Because, Dolan's cheap, as always. Right? If we had the Padres ownership, I think their owner actually passed away, but yeah, rest in peace to the dude who owned the Padres. But imagine, because San Diego is not the biggest market. They're like a middle to like lower market, and they're out here spending damn near $1 billion. AJ Preller might be the most aggressive GM in the freaking league. He really says F them prospects. Like, not even lying at all. Then you got Paul Dolan in the booth talking to the guys in on commentary. And he's over here with a cheesy ass smile. I'm Bob Dolan. I make billions of dollars and I don't spend it on my team. I spend it on my brother's political campaign. Even though his brother hasn't really had that much of a success in politics. I was like, hey, yo, Paul, Larry, you want your brother to win an office spot or whatever, You want to be successful in politics? Make the Guardians really good. See what happens. Guardians fans would love you. They would vote for your brother 3 times over if they could. But no, you want to be a jackwagon loser. So they're not, yeah, we don't care about you or your brother. Instead, we're going to vote against your brother and make sure you fail. Eventually, though, David Blitzer will buy the team and rip it from their decrepit, moldy ass hands. And then David Blitzer will Sparta kick the Dolans down the pit of misery and irrelevancy. I'm not going to say, Blitzer's going to spend $1 bajillion, but I'm sure he'll be at least a competitive owner. He'll sign guys and extend dudes. He'll use the money towards the team because he owns other teams. I think he owns the Devils. He's a part owner of the Sixers and I think a soccer team too. Eventually, he will buy the team and we will definitely celebrate that day. But until then, we got these old decrepit losers as our freaking owners, and I just kind of want them to leave. Yeah. And Jackson Merrill, Max rants are hilarious. Hey, look at that, Jacob coming out and saying this isn't who we are. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, if you're the front office, right? If you were in the front office, anybody in the chat, and you saw this team struggling, what would you do? What would you do? You'd probably look to your AAA team and you'd think, how can we help this team, keep the lead in the division? Oh, I know. Get rid of the freaking losers on the actual major league team, right? You put those losers on a bus, send them to Columbus, and in turn, you bring up your studs, the guys that are raking. Manzardo, right? Yeah. Bring up Manzardo. You bring up Brito even, if you have to. I guess that could work. And maybe a few others. And then you maybe bring up Andrew Walters for the pen. Because that dude's damn near unhittable right now. But no, what they're going to do is they're going to wait until they stink and then they're going to bring him up. I still can't get over how these guys literally made 2 moves at the trade deadline. One's injured with a fractured fingernail and the other one is ass. The only thing gets me excited about the Rangers is DeGrom. Yeah, at least you have DeGrom. DeGrom's out here like, I pity you. Bro, your owners spend like nothing now. Well, you gotta spend a lot like nothing. You guys aren't afraid to spend now. I'm not watching the game tomorrow. Jacob, nobody's watching the game tomorrow. Nobody's watching. Nope. Max rants are hilarious. They are. Like I said earlier, right? Max is probably thinking, they called me a madman back in July. They hated on that, right? Because at the time, it's like, oh, yeah, it's only July. It's not the rant itself, it's the timing. It's like, bro, it's only July. Relax. See what this team looks like in August, and here we go. We look like ass. Now, if I was Dashy right now, I'd probably be yelling and screaming and freaking throwing things, and I'm not him, so yeah. What else is there to really talk about? The fact that we're now tied in the AL Central, 9-game lead. Poof, gone. Rangers called up Evan Carter last year in September. It's Tanner Bybee, Jacob, which means we're probably going to somehow win the game. And we're going to be 1 game ahead in the division. Now, let's see if they have the matchups set for the Pittsburgh series. No, I don't think we face Skeens. Thank God. He'd probably no-hit us. And it's still crazy to me that this is the same team that literally beat the tar out of George Kirby earlier this year. They faced some of the better pitchers in the league earlier this year, and they tormented them. Now they're getting carved up by Alec Marsh. Now they face Michael Wacha tomorrow. Oh, joy. Can't wait for Michael Wacha. Can't wait for more lazy fly-ups and grounders tomorrow. Yay! Friggin' throw something out my damn window. Probably myself. I've considered throwing myself out my window. Luckily, I don't live in an apartment. It's not that far of a fall. I don't even really want to spend money on a new window either, so that's not going to happen. I am still just dumbfounded. Right? This team had 3 hits the entire game. They all came before the rain delay. In fact, if you're really curious, let's see how they did after the rain delay. Because surely they had put up some good at bats, right? You know, maybe they drew a walk or two. Maybe they threatened a little bit, right? No. No. Like I said earlier, if you didn't know any better, you would have thought they postponed the game. Because this offense did not show up. They were ready to go home. I don't know what they did in that clubhouse, but my God, they were not locked in at all. You might as well have just said they all went home. They probably all did mentally. They were ready to go home and crawl into bed. And by the way, they play in like about 13 hours. So that means in about 8-ish, 9 hours. They'll be right back at the stadium doing, they're probably not going to have batting practice. So, yeah. They're going to have to go back to the stadium in like 9 hours and do this all over again. And this is in the midst of a homestand that I thought we'd be able to make some noise and maybe build up our lead in the division. But no, instead, we're probably going to be trailing in the division by the end of next week. Because, again, we face Kansas City 3 more times in a 3-game series on the road. We all know how we do on the road, especially in Kansas City. So let's see how we did. All right, so yeah, rain delay came in. How did we do? Oh, wow. Strikeout, strikeout, ground out. Lovely. At that point, it was 2-1. Sandlin comes in, ground out, strikeout. Hey, look at Nick. Love to see it. Bottom 6. Line out, strikeout. Top 7. And at this point, it's pretty evident. Stephen Vogt was like this. Oh, we didn't score. I surrender. I'm done. Throwing the towel. He put in Scout Barblow, and look what happened. Walk, hit by pitch, single, 3-1 Royals. Wild pitch, 4-1. Mike Kell steals 3rd. Strikeout. Oh, single, 5-1. 1-run score. Yeah. 5-1. Pedro Avila comes in. Oh, now he's really punting. Oh, my God. Hit Bobby Witt. Pascantino lined out, and then Perez flew out. Bottom 7. Surely the Guardians have a response, right? No. Strikeout, pop out, pop out. Then they bring in Anthony Ghost. Double, wild pitch, ground out, fielder's choice, and then fielder's choice. Nothing happened. Bottom 8, fly out, ground out, fly out. And then top of the 9th, yeah, whatever. They added another run. A double, a single, double, then strikeout and double play. And how do we do in the 9th? You'll be surprised. Ground out, line out, pop out. So if you're keeping track, from the 5th inning on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20, no, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 straight outs. In fact, if we want to be even more bold, when was the last time they got a hit? Let's go back to the 4th. Let's see. Okay, so the 4th is when they scored. Okay. Pop out, fly out, a walk, a single, a single. So 2 of the 3 hits happened in that inning alone. That means after Lane's single that put us on the board, right? And then Bo grounded out. There's 1. So we had, that was bottom 4. So you had 1 here. And then after that point, wow. 1, 4, 7, 10, 13, 16 straight outs. 16 straight Guardians batters retired after Lane Thomas got us on the board. Oh my God. And what's going to be funny is tomorrow they're going to make 1 roster move and it's going to be a pitcher. I almost can't even deal with this team anymore. I can't. Well, what about the Cavs? How are they doing? Well, I mean, they brought back everybody, which is good, I guess. Watch our offense will do something since Baby's pitching. I started to throw my Browns coffee mug at the TV yesterday and Salvador Perez hit that grand slam. F the White Sox, too, because they're petty as F. They couldn't do no deals, didn't want to do deals. What really pissed me off was I wanted Paul DeJong. Yeah, I thought Paul DeJong would have been nice for this team. No, he had to go to Kansas City, and look what he's doing. He's hitting tanks. Because, like I said, when I was talking about us getting him, that dude changed his approach. He went more for power over contact, which means he's hitting more tanks now. And look what happened. He continues to sting us in the face because this team is so damn feeble. Pisses me off. I'm going 44 minutes and I'm still fired up. I don't know why I even care for this team so much. Clearly, they don't care about us. I wish we shared the same thing, right? I wish they cared about the fans more than the fans cared about the team. Right? Am I saying Vogt should be fired? No. No. I just need Vogt to grow a damn backbone every once in a while. Defend his players. You see your player getting hosed by an umpire, let that umpire know that he's an asshole. Get yourself ejected. The last time we got ejected, we won like 5 straight. Gotta do something, man. If you're not gonna fix the damn lineup, have a players only meeting and get these guys locked in again. Maybe you have that freaking loser Chris Valleca gather everyone around and say, yo, guys, how about we don't try to hit a home run on every pitch? How about we just try to get base hits? Right? If a pitch is there that you know you can mash, crush it. But if it's not mashable, we're trying to hit home runs on every pitch. We're trying to be the Yankees. We're not the Yankees. I say we have Yankees syndrome because we kind of do. We kind of do, which is crazy after last year, but that's just the way we are, right? We think we're the Yankees, but we're not, right? We're not. We don't play in the Yankees ballpark, even though it wouldn't matter because half our freaking hits nowadays are just lazy flyouts that wouldn't even reach the warning track, not even on the side of the freaking short porch. And that thing is short. I mean, Aaron Judge is out here hitting 371-foot homers to right field, and they're barely scraping the wall. I just don't even know anymore. Yeah, Stephen Kwan hitting .197 in the second half. He's Austin Hedges. It's like, hey, yo, Steven, cut it out with the Austin Hedges impression. Why are you trying to be like Austin Hedges? You know why? Because he's trying to hit homers. He discovered he can hit homers, and he's trying to hit every ball out now. I need him to go back to doing what he was doing when he was really good. Getting base hits. Let the guys behind you, mainly J-Ram and Josh and Junk if he's in the lineup. Those three guys are the guys that should be trying to hit a homer no matter what, because they can do it, especially Junk. Junk can literally take a trash pitch and send it over the yard. Send it out of the yard. For the yard. Send it out of the park. Doesn't matter what pitch you throw. He can crush it. He's a certified home run hitter. Stephen Kwan should not be trying to be a power hitter, because he's not. Yeah, he can hit a home run every once in a while, but don't be trying to hit every pitch out, because then you end up with what he's having now. Lazy pop. What the heck? I'm trying to say pop out and fly out at the same time. I'm trying to say lazy ply out. But you might as well say it's a ply out. Pop fly out. Hey, that is a better word for it. The pop fly out. God. Every time I see him hit a freaking ball straight up, he's trying to be Travis Scott. Straight up. Straight up. It's like point. Pop up. Pop up. Pop up. I swear. In my dreams or nightmares, all I hear is pop up. Pops it up. Pops it up. Pop it up. Pop it up. Pop it up. He's trying to have popcorn. Oh my God, Steven, that's not you, buddy. You're a guy that hits base hits. You're not a home run hitter. It's a nice discovery that he can do it, but I mean, you're not a power hitter. You should be trying to get base hits. Because I mean, solo shots are awesome, right? But they don't hurt as much as 2 or 3-run homers. Those things hurt like a damn shotgun shell to the chest. Oh my God. And then, of course, you got grand slams. When was the last time we had a grand slam? Can't even remember. It's been a while. Oh, well, I'm rambling again, guys. Patrick been having pep talks with the Royals. Because I swear to God, if the Royals end up winning the World Series and Chiefs three-peat, and I like Mahomes and Travis Kelce, but I don't know what I'd do if I saw a freaking Chiefs Super Bowl again. I've had enough of those guys for a while. Maybe they should share some of that stuff with the rest of us. Okay, yeah. What the Guardians need is they need like a grimace thing to happen. Right? They need like a grimace-esque thing to happen again. Does anybody know what Grimace is doing these days? Then Mets fans are getting all pissed because, hey, you're stealing our thing. Like, hey, man, it worked for you. It could work for us. Nah, we're not that lucky. I just don't even know what to do anymore. Right? I mean, at least they got us to freaking football season. I can't be too mad about that. If they were doing this in June when there was nothing else really, or July when there was nothing else on, although technically they did kind of do it in July, but it wasn't this bad. If they were doing this in July, I would have been so down horrendous because there's nothing else to watch. At least now you have the Browns on. And then soon the Cavs will be on too. Then I can get pissed off about them. Well, I don't think I'll be pissed off as much about the Cavs because they don't have the bald bozo as their coach anymore. Weird not seeing, my coach standing there on the sideline with his arms crossed with his bald, shiny ass head, freaking mustache and everything, arms crossed, scowly look on his face, yelling at the refs over any little thing. Meanwhile, we're getting blown out by 20. I'm sure he'll be doing that for the Pistons. If there's any Pistons fans watching, I'll just say this. You've been warned. You've been warned. He's going to cost you some games with his bad managerial stuff. That dude cannot draw up a play out of a freaking timeout at all. Still can't believe this dude Steven Vogt said, a couple weeks. No, more like a month or so. Since before the All-Star break. Yeah. In fact, they're even worse now than they were then. Like, yeah, they were bad. But, they got out of it for a little bit. Then they went right back to this. Now they're even deeper. Well, I'm going to wrap this up, guys. I'm getting kind of tired. I don't want to, rage myself to sleep. Get ready for tomorrow because I might do it again tomorrow. Hopefully Tanner Bybee has a master class in him. Because, man, this team is so trendy for no reason. Sweep the Cubs. Awesome. Right? You break the 7-game skid. Awesome. You sweep the Cubs. Get swept by the freaking Brewers and you lose 2 of 3 to the Yankees. You come back from that and you take 2 of 3 from Texas. Awesome. Including a 13-run drubbing of the Rangers to start your homestand. All right? You got us thinking about you. Might have something. And no, they don't. I just don't get it. I just do not get it at all. Now, let me look real quick. Let me see the upcoming matchups here. I can't wait for NBA season to start. Same here. And by the way, the Cavs do have, I think, like 5 roster spots to fill. They have 3 regular and technical, no, actually 4. 3 regular and then 1 two-way. See if they sign anybody. I'm sure they will. And of course, tomorrow, waiver wire happens. Waiver claims. And we'll see if the Browns claim anybody. I didn't even see them trading for people. I think it was, 2019 or whatever when they traded for Wyatt Teller? Remember that? When they traded for Wyatt Teller? Wyatt Teller? Yeah, that's when they got him. For those who forgot. They got him during waiver claims. Yeah. That's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure you can still trade for guys who are on waivers before they hit waivers. I'm pretty sure you can. So they could easily trade for someone that... I bet you if Andrew Berry wants someone bad enough, he will trade for him. Because if he knows he's not going to get him in waivers, he can trade for him and make sure he gets him. Maybe you trade a player that wasn't going to make your roster. That sounds like something they could do. But let's see. Thursday, August 29th. Who do they face? Oh, that's right. They have an off day. Woo. Yay. Which means tomorrow they're going to score like 8 runs and then they're going to win. And then they have Ben Lively against the Pirates. They haven't announced who the starter will be for Pittsburgh yet. I don't think it'll be Skeens. I don't think. And then we have Matthew Boyd. And then we'll see who will be in the third game. By the way, earlier today, during, I think, batting practice, Alex Cobb was doing a sim game, I guess. So he's getting close to coming back. He had a fractured freaking fingernail. Of course, it's something I've never really heard of. That's usually how it works for us. It's like something that's like, oh, really? It's not a strain or, something. No, it's a freaking fractured fingernail. And for a pitcher who uses a lot of off speed, you always have the ball like along your fingernails. So that would be a disaster. Of course. The Guardians gave Austin Hedges $4 million to be a cheerleader. They then signed Travis Bazzana for 1.5 under his slot value. All this while having the best attendance in 10 years. Yep. Just like Fuzzy says on Twitter, they have money. They just don't want to spend it. They think that they're smarter than everybody. I'm telling you right now, if Dan Gilbert owned the Guardians, I don't think we'd have this roster right now. Because we all know how Dan Gilbert is when he has a winning team. He would have extended J-Ram max value. He probably would have extended Shane Bieber long ago before the injury. He would have extended probably a few other guys. He would have went after some like middle tier free agents to boost the lineup. He would have been heavily advocating for this team to make trades, and it would have been fun. But no, we get freaking Chris Antonetti, who continues to live off 2016. The one time we were actually somewhat aggressive at the deadline. That and when 20 was it 18 when we got Donaldson, because that back then you had the waiver claim deadline. I wish they still had that, because that would go so well right now. Man, what I would give to have the waiver deadline back. Because now we'd be like, gosh, we should have made some moves. And then you would have been able to get some guys off waivers. Because essentially, waiver claim deadline, or the waiver wire deadline, was always like back in elementary and middle school, when you're at lunch and you have something that you don't want, you'd be like, hey, yo, who wants this? And then someone would be like, I do. And then you'd be like, all right, what do you want? What do you want to trade for it? He'd be like, I'll give you this bag of freaking Funyuns for that bologna sandwich. And then they make a switch. Yeah. That's what it used to be like. But then they got rid of it for some reason. I think they should have probably moved back the deadline a little bit. Because now with the expanded playoffs, a lot of these teams that are not good, they think that they're still in it. And then they don't trade the players that they should have traded. And then they squander a chance to improve in their farm. Then their fans get pissed. Almost as pissed as the fans of teams like us who don't do anything because they don't think they need to, or they don't want to. Watching a little bit of the WNBA games, but they do a horrible job promoting their games. Yeah, they've always done that. They suck at freaking promoting games. Alman, Zardo, George Valera, Gabriel Arias. Yeah, he's got a resurgence. But anyway, he's been banished to Columbus. Chase DeLauder, who's up there, and Andrew Walters watching the collapse from Columbus jail. Nah. It's just that the bus ain't running. Get it? The bus. Columbus. Someone said you're the GM on September 1st, and you get to make any internal moves you want while getting expanded rosters in Cleveland. What moves are you making? Someone said Valera and Walters and Manzardo. I would definitely bring up Andrew Walters. Oh, well. Oh, wow. How about this, too? The Tigers are above 500 after the All-Star break for the first time since 2016. Like, we might legit end up in third place. That's just how bad we are. Man. And the front office again. It's like a house fire. They're just sitting there like, it'll work itself out. It'll put itself out. It'll be fine. Oh yeah, it'll be fine. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. I could literally go on for a while longer, but I'm getting kind of tired. So this team just wears me out. So I will see you all tomorrow for my series recap, where hopefully we at least avoid the sweep. And then we get Pittsburgh coming up. So, with that being said, I will see you tomorrow for the series recap, and then I'll have a video as well for waiver claims, which I believe those are at noon. So I have the video out, or I don't know if I'm going to do a stream or if I'm going to do a video, but I will have something out for that. It might be a video. It might be a stream. Yeah, it'll most likely be a stream. I'll go over the final 53-man roster heading into the season, and then give my thoughts on everything, and then it's officially time to get ready for the Dallas Cowboys. So with that being said, guys, shout out to everyone who came through. Shout out to my fellow pissed off content creator, our sports expert, for popping in. Literally, he should make a freaking video. Max is still watching. You should make a video. Be like, they called me a madman. People were like, nah, man, stop it. Stop it. Admit it. You know, I thought, hey, what's this dude talking about? It's freaking July. No, he did it too early. Yeah, I mean, he was out here ranting in July. Now would be the time to drop a rant. Because we are at least back then. You know, it's like, oh, you know, don't worry, the All-Star break's coming. They don't have that excuse anymore. It's almost September. This is the equivalent of running out of the gates at a marathon, right? You're in a marathon, you're running out the gate, you get a lead, feeling good, but then you just start feeling yourself getting tired. That's these guys. And front office isn't doing anything to help, right? They're just trying to crawl till September so the rosters expand. And that's when they're going to get their reinforcements. It's kind of like when you're in the heat of battle, right? And you know that reinforcements aren't coming for a few hours, and you're just waiting for that clock to finish ticking so the reinforcements show up. But that's us right now, and we'll see if they can bounce back tomorrow. So with that being said, I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go, guards, I guess. And get right tomorrow, please. Win. Please! For my sanity, win tomorrow. God, pissing me off. And then, like I said, if they lose the series to the Pirates, I'm not streaming them anymore this year. Because the Browns are bad. The Browns are bad. And the Buckeyes, too. God, I'll have the Buckeyes, the Browns, and the Cavs to distract me from this abomination. I almost don't even want them to make the playoffs because they do this in the playoffs. Oh my God, they go and get slandered to oblivion. Maybe that'll wake up the front office. Or not. No, because then they say, we weren't ready. We're not going to spend ever again. And now they're never going to make a trade at the deadline again because of this crap. I just don't understand. I'm going to stop now because I could literally keep going. I will see you all tomorrow for the series recap and Pirates series preview. Have a good night and go guards and get your act right. Win tomorrow, please. I'm out. See you guys later. Bye-bye.